All right, looks like Bitcoin is getting a bit of a pullback here. We talked about this yesterday. We were showing a lot of weakness on the chart. We had lost the volume. This could have been expected, and the levels to the downside remain the same. That being real quickly, the 59,500 and 57,500 region. Both of those are big liquidity and volume levels. If those can't hold, then you're looking to actually sweep down here the lows where that CME gap is sitting around $53,000. There's also a chance we can hold the higher low within where we are right now. We got a bit of volume here. Would make sense, this trend is up, so trend is your friend to the end of the trend. I don't think it's out of the question that could just continue on up and we could have happy days here. But just as we have a very bullish possibility on the charts, not only do we have the good, but we got the bad and we got the ugly. We talked about the bad, potentially just coming down a little bit lower, testing some of this lower volume. No big deal, another bullish correction before the base case of all-time highs. But we did have some concerning things happening across the crypto markets in general this last week that I had been warning of, which was meme coins rallying. You had a lot of your 2023 memes that had been sitting at their lows starting to explode. You saw that retail euphoria coming back into the market in that meme sector. Sometimes that is a warning sign. When Bitcoin's about to roll over, when it finishes off its cycle, you do see lower highs on the Bitcoin price action, whereas you see higher highs on meme coins. We saw this back in 2020 with Dogecoin. If we go back here and I were to overlay Doge onto the chart right now, we can go ahead and add this on a new price scale. You can see as we come into the final high for Bitcoin, Doge is making a higher high, and then Bitcoin is making a lower high. So you do have this bearish divergence. This is one of my favorite confluences to use for the market actually finishing out before entering the bear market. Now, do we see that happening at the moment? No, the last time that Doge made a higher high, Bitcoin made a lower high was actually here back in March. So definitely mark the top momentarily there, but at the moment we're not seeing anything too crazy here on Doge. But what about our newer meme coins? Because Doge isn't really the one of this cycle, in my opinion. I think the new Doge is Pepe, of course. And if we go ahead and overlay Pepe, you'll see that, once again, it's really nothing to worry about. You do see lower highs here with Bitcoin making lower highs. So no divergences there. You do see a different divergence where you see a higher high here on price, lower high here on Bitcoin. So this would have been a warning sign that June was actually that final top for Bitcoin. So what could I be concerned about? Why even worry then? Well, it is because some of the smaller cap stuff. You look at SPX 6900, you add that to a price scale, and you do see the charts don't even look comparable. This thing has gone absolutely parabolic in the last couple of weeks, going up over 100x this month, while Bitcoin is making lower highs, and this could have marked the ending of the bull run here for Bitcoin. I don't want to sound too bearish though. What are some other coins? BCAT is one. This is something I've had on my radar for a while. We can look at this on a new price scale as well. And you do see right here, we're starting to make higher highs on this chart, whereas we're seeing lower highs on Bitcoin. So that could be another coin that, is going parabolic right now. And it's not just those. There's many examples of this. You can see here, if we pull up PopCat, let's just look at the CoinEx pair, and you can see higher highs here on price, lower highs here on Bitcoin. So we got these bearish divergences when it comes to meme coins. A lot of meme coins are starting to make higher highs here, whereas Bitcoin is making a lower high. Could that be a sign, just like it was back over here in 2021 where Doge topped out before the cycle ended? And yes, it could, but let's go ahead and flip the script here. Let's stop being bearish and let's look at the bright side of things. Let's start getting real optimistic here, because I am still pretty optimistic when it comes to the charts. And I think those meme coins rallying are foreshadowing more rallying to come in the future, and it could have marked just a temporary pullback on the charts, right? It could have marked a temporary high here on Bitcoin for us to just pull back a little bit further. Maybe we do sweep the sweep, go all the way down there. Maybe this is it, right? Maybe it just marked a little bit of a pullback. Those are going to fire off again. Those are going to make some sort of macro double top, and Bitcoin's also going to do a similar thing. And maybe we do rally up here significantly, see a lot of euphoria back into the markets, but this is marking where we do start to top out, right? I do think the top for Bitcoin's coming in sooner rather than later if the base case plays out. We're still getting very close where I do think we got to start getting concerned. But recessions don't happen when everybody's calling for a recession. There's still a lot of bears in the market. I think we're going to have at least one more leg up to actually shake out those bears, capitulate people back into the markets, get everybody on one side, which would be the bullish side, before we do in fact roll over. And one of the big reasons I just cannot be worried about price action right now is because we go ahead and look at traditional finance, the S&P 500 has made another all-time high, looking extremely strong over here in the stock market. And I think the reason Bitcoin is pulling back while you have this going into all-time highs is because there still hasn't been the rotation to risk on assets yet. And historically, there is always a rotation to risk on assets before the final top does come in. Before lights are out, we should see euphoria resume back into something like the Russell. We saw this tap the point of control again, get pixel perfect rejected there, but I do think there's a good chance higher lows are to maintain and we can actually break this. The more times you test the level, the more likely it is to break. So another test of that point of control, not too bad to see. But overall, outside of just maybe holding a higher low within here, sport is still lower on the charts. The value area low is a bit lower. Coming down there might break a little bit of structure, but wouldn't be too bad to see. We also see total 3, kind of similar thing. Could the higher lows maintain? Yes, absolutely. Do we have a lot of confidence for that? Not necessarily the best confidence for a level coming in. If we were to pull back, would actually be another back test of this descending wedge. So that's why I'm saying, hey, maybe we get more of a pullback here. Maybe those meme coins did signal, hey, we're kind of topped out temporarily, but I don't think it's the final rally. I think we're still going to have one more big leg up, and it makes a lot more sense to actually test some of these lower levels here on Bitcoin before actually having that next rally. But of course, there's so many different possibilities on the charts. We can only take this stuff day by day. It was pretty clear that we were showing weakness right there. As of right now, it's very unclear what is going to happen next. Are we going to hold the higher lows? Are we going to come down here lower? Is the S&P going to continue on up? Is the Russell going to flip bullish? We just do not know yet. However, we do see gold starting to pull back on the weekly time frames. On the daily, you can see definitely starting to break structure here, and gold flipping bearish is actually not that bad of a thing. It could signal that we're starting to see more of a rotation into those risk on assets, and we definitely could start seeing things like total 3 start to fly, especially when we do see Bitcoin dominance starting to break it down. And this daily candle we had within here is looking like a potential bearish back test before rolling back over again, where we do start the potential altcoin season. So at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait and see. But I have given you my thoughts across the board on what I think is possible in this market. Very uncertain in my mind. And while unfortunately I would say overall across the board, we're seeing more warning signs than not. Big recessionary warning signs on the macro, such as the Fed continuing to cut 50 basis points, meme coins rallying on lower highs for Bitcoin, and overall weakness in Bitcoin and the Russell. But on the flip side, the S&P continues to march up, climbing the wall of worry. And a lot of times when you have all of this fear in the market, it is signaling there is one more massive leg up to capitulate those bears back into the market before a recession were to play out. But with that being said, I'm going to keep you guys updated here every single day as we see new price action develop, and I can give you my thoughts with new economic data, etc., etc. I'm still optimistic on the market. Base case still remains the same, but if you do have any questions about anything I talked about or just want to join the community for this channel, link to my Discord is in the description down below. Also have a VIP Discord link below that, so feel free to check that out. Decide for yourself if you think it's worth the money or not. It is 25% off right now, by the way. Also a bunch of exchanges linked down there below as well. Those are all my exchange partners, and they all offer their own perks and benefits and exclusive rewards and bonuses if you use my referral links to sign up. Oh, and then real quickly, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, but JumpX, which is one of my exchange partners, reached out to me and said they are going to be shutting down their exchange. So they should have sent out an announcement to everybody to withdraw your funds if you have not already. I'm going to go ahead and post that in the Discord as well. I don't really think anybody's actually signed up to that exchange though, at least when I look at my referral links. No one's deposited, so I'm not too worried about it, but I will go ahead and announce that just to make sure everyone is getting off of that platform just in case. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.